here. Oh, let me transition over 1 sec.
Yeah, no worries. So let's see. Arconte has Time Sigil, Seal of Devotion, Psychalis, Sandstorm Titan, and Emerison's Disciple in play. So they're going to play out their third power, but nothing doing.
I mean, 3/4 drops here, a little clotted at 4, but they had the Teacher of Humility, but Aiden had the answer for that. So the way the Genev deck plays out, similar to the Winchest deck that we saw Yurik play out, they're going to pack a lot of removal, a lot of interaction. They're going to try to stop what Arconte is doing early on, and going to be able to follow up with a hammer at the top end at the top end of their curve. Now, the top end is going to be a little bit different than the Winchest deck, of course, but similar way that the deck plays out.
I don't necessarily think I like the Psychalis here. The reason being is that I understand that the window was open, the shields were down, but the fact that it has charge and you kind of use it out of nowhere and you get one free attack with it, I think there I would have tried to develop my board either with the Emerison Disciple or the Sandstorm Titan, especially with Aiden having damage-based removal.
Yeah.
Just taking them from 25 to 20 just doesn't seem like a very impactful play this early in the game.
Yeah, as we've learned from other competitive card games, just dealing 5 to the face in the middle of the game when not killing your opponent isn't actually as effective as it might sound at first bat. So you can deal 5, take them from 25 to 20, but not really changing the aspect of the game here. But being able to play out a Disciple here, getting more power on the board here. But that Sandstorm Titan is a pretty big stop sign for Arconte.
So see, this is interesting here that they decided to go the way they've played out their board right now. And I haven't. Let me double check. Yeah, see, they're kind of playing into Hailstorm here because if you look, they have a full board, but well, I guess I could see they were maybe waiting for the Friendly Wisp to draw 2 cards. But I mean, this board, one Hailstorm, and Aiden keeps their entire board, and Arconte is down to just a Sandstorm Titan.
Yeah, they did not play the Nash there, interestingly, but they are playing the other units now. I think Arconte might just be digging for that Obelisk. All of a sudden you play out your 8th power and you play Obelisk on the next turn, and that really changes the side of things. Although Cerso has something to say about Obelisk, doesn't really care too much about it. I guess it does. So the pigs will also get pumped, so that does help there. That's true. I mean, I guess you have 2 blockers, but yeah. Heart of the Vault, though, is going to be pretty impactful here. So, again, this is what we said this deck is trying to do. It's going to take care of your early things like it did with the Teacher. Then it's going to drop a Sandstorm Titan. It's going to drop a Cerso. It's going to drop a Heart of the Vault and try to overwhelm them with more powerful units later and higher up the curve.
See what they draw off of the Scribe here. All right, even-handed Golem. So this is how the deck refills itself. It kind of card advantages your opponent through even-handed Golem. And like we said earlier, Scribe, just cleaning up your draws. So they drew 4 cards this turn. I guess they can somewhat stabilize since they have a couple of chump blockers and the Psychalis for the Heart of the Vault. But I mean, Aiden being Genev and still having 4 cards in hand, they could easily have an answer. Instead, they decided to just drop Zoe and figure let's just close out the game soon. Zoe activated with 9 power could take out a decent amount of Arconte's board.
Arconte does have the Sandstorm Titan in hand, so that's gonna. I guess it's not really gonna block at this point, but it'll take out the flying from the Zhou, so that'll do something here. Really needs this Obelisk though. Obelisk changes this game pretty quickly.
I actually like this attack here because obviously Arconte wants to lose the least amount of units possible to take that Heart of the Vault off the board. So they're going to block with their highest tough units, but then what this means is that it makes it easier, or the Zoe is going to be more effective next turn when they attack, taking a bunch of those other blockers off the board.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
See here, for example, right? Oh, and
Obelisk. Oh, interesting. Not playing the Titan and the Obelisk, but I guess the Nash can take care of the Zhou. We missed that one. You take care of the Zhou cleanly here, but the Titan and the Obelisk also take care of this Zhou here.
I think there still would have been an argument because you're at 8 power. You can play Obelisk and Titan, and realizing that once again Aiden is off Genev, so they have damage-based removal minus an Equivocate, which I think they already used 1. Playing Titan there with the Obelisk would have put it at 8 health, so that takes all damage-based removal, including Ice Bolt, off the board. So they would have needed specifically. Oh, but I guess they also didn't want it. Okay, they didn't want the Zoe to draw cards. That makes sense.
Yeah. All right, this is what we said though. You play just how powerful has Obelisk been tonight? You play Obelisk, and now now Arcante has completely stabilized and is even turning the corner here. Does Aiden must have a way to deal with the obelisk. I don't know if they were able to grab it yet from the market, but you got to have a way to deal with that obelisk.
I actually like. I mean, obviously it's redundant, but I do like the fact that Conte can keep the porcelain mask in hand. So when they see Aiden draw a Zoe, should they have a reason not to play it right away, they have the ability to silence it while it's still in their hand.
Yeah.
All right, there's the equivocate we were
The
talking about.
board.
The only piece of removal for Sandstorm Titan.
Yeah, it does open up the Joe though. That's going to be pretty powerful here. Going to be able to draw a card. Going to be and now, well, so interestingly, the Shelterwing Rider does have flying and Aegis, so we'll be able to we'll be able to block the Joe also. So that equivocate only semi useful here.
I mean, it still got its ultimate off, so I mean, they drew at least one card off of it. I think it was the tempo play.
Yeah. I'm just sure he was hoping that it would equivocate into something that couldn't block the Joe the next turn.
Yeah, no, I agree. Oh, no, it doesn't silence the. It was a treasure trove in hand,
It
right?
was a treasure trove in hand, so interesting to fire that off.
Yeah, I wonder why. I mean, it was for no value. It doesn't add like double overwhelm or anything like
Yeah.
that. So interesting.
Gonna hit the. There you go. So the gun down will knock the Aegis off of the Sheltering Rider, so the Rider cannot trade with the show, but could still block and presents 2 power coming back the next turn. And actually, if you look at the board, I think Arcante just had lethal. I don't think there was anything Aiden could do there.